Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous. And as you guys know by now, we play 2 games and we simulate 1 game every single episode. 3 games included. Every episode, 2 are played, 1 is simulated. Now, the 2 played games in the previous episode was a game against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, and then we moved into the month of October where we simulated the game against Leicester City, and we also played the game against Manchester United. But the first game in the previous episode was, of course, against Dortmund, and thankfully, because we won that game against Dortmund, and we've got a game today up next against FC Porto, I do believe if we beat Porto, we'll be lucky enough to be able to simulate the rest of the Champions League group stage games. No matter what, as long as we win one of those games that we simulate in the Champions League, we should bag ourselves a place in the knockout stages. So fingers crossed we do beat Porto in today's episode. But we did beat Dortmund 2-0, and that was a great result. Then the game up next was, of course, Leicester City, which we simulated. And luckily enough for us, because at the end of the day, it is very lucky when you simulate games because it's all in the hands of EA. You're either going to win, lose, or potentially even draw. But this game against Leicester, we turned up and we managed to beat them 3-0. So I was very happy with that result. And then we had the final game in the previous episode, which was against the red side of Manchester, which of course is Manchester United. We'd already beat Manchester City 2 episodes ago by beating them 4-0. I was hopeful for the same sort of result against United, but surprise, surprise, it was a lot more difficult, and United turned up on the day, and we actually went 1-0 down, no thanks to Rafinha with an absolutely unbelievable volley goal. But there was 2 amazing goals in the game against Manchester United. We did go on to beat them 2-1, and the second goal we scored was with the little Brazilian Philippe Coutinho, and it was one of the best acrobatic overhead kick goals I have ever scored. The ball was moving in the air. Coutinho leapt up, was still moving in the air as he threw his body weight into the air, and he overhead kicked it past David De Gea and into the back of the net. Now, a lot of people saying Rafinha's goal was still better. To be fair, they were 2 totally different goals. One of them was a volley outside the box. Beautiful curl on it, without a doubt. I cannot take away that goal from Rafinha. Beautiful goal. But Coutinho whips an overhead kick out the bag and puts it in the back of the net. Well, for me, Coutinho's goal was definitely better, but I will not take away the fact that Rafinha did score an unbelievable goal. But we did then go on to bag the 3 points and beat Manchester United 2-1. So we won every single game in the previous episode, and we hope to do that in today's episode with the 3 games up next. So you guys know I've just mentioned that we've got FC Porto up next in the Champions League group stage. We've then got Stoke City, a newly promoted team into Season 3, and we are playing them at Anfield at home. And then we've got West Ham in the round of 16 Carabao Cup. So in today's episode, we're going to be playing the FC Porto game. We're going to be simulating the game against Stoke. And then we're going to be playing the game against West Ham. Because you guys know, especially now, we're so late into the Carabao Cup, I am playing the majority of I will be playing all the rest, should I say, of the Carabao Cup games. Because we're going for a time in 7, which is one of the fan objectives this year, where we're trying to win all 7 pieces of silverware. We've already won 3, and we've still got the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League up for grabs. And if we win them all, then we tick off one of the fan objectives. And it's important, especially with this Season 3 being our last season before we hang up our suit and retire a happy manager at Liverpool. It'd be lovely to go out on such a high of winning all 7 pieces of silverware. But up next, we have got Porto, and this is the lineup we are putting out against them. We've got Ryan Sessegnon on the left wing, Timo Werner up top as the striker, Junior out on the right wing. We've got Junior Wijnaldum linking up with the Ox in the midfield, and then we've got Henderson a little deeper in the central defensive midfield with Tierney, Jimenez, Tar and Semedo at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Now, you guys may be thinking, Brad, that's a very rotated team. There's no Mane, there's no Salah, there's no Bobby, there's no Naby Keita, there's no Fabinho, no Van Dijk, no Gomez, no Trent, no Robertson. Unfortunately, guys, because we only played Manchester United, I think this is a Tuesday game maybe. Yeah, Tuesday. We only played Manchester United on the Sunday, so we've only had a 1-day rest in between. So unfortunately, the majority of the team is not fully fit. So I've had to rotate it a little bit and create that team. But without a doubt, Sessegnon, Timo Werner and Junior up top is a deadly front 3 and should definitely do a little bit of damage against FC Porto up next. But as you can see, this is going to be our 3rd game in the Champions League group stages. We play 6 games. We play the other 3 the 3 teams we've played so far: Dortmund, Porto, and Lokomotiv Moscow. We've won. If we beat Porto, we'll have won all 3 games against our oppositions in our group. I'm feeling that as long as we simulate one of those games and get another win, we should be guaranteed a place either first or second in the group stages, depending on how Dortmund get on. It'd be nice if Dortmund could draw to Lokomotiv Moscow. We beat Porto, and then we will potentially have a 5-point gap. So as long as we draw or win one of those final 3 simulated games, then we should guarantee a place in the knockout stages. I could simulate the next 2, and if it's looking a bit iffy and there's a chance that we could get knocked out of one of the top 2 positions, I could play it to try and make sure that we guarantee a place in the knockout stages, because of course we need to get through to the knockout stages if we want to win the Champions League. But I think I'm going to play this game against Porto. We've then played 3 games. As long as we win this game, we've played 3, we've won 3, and then I think we should be alright simulating the next 3 games, or at least the next 2, before we realise that we're in a decent situation to be able to go on and potentially get through to the group stages or not. Also want to mention, guys, just quickly, today is the 26th of May, Sunday the 26th of May, and it is a bank holiday Monday. So tomorrow morning, I'll be getting up nice and early to edit this video you guys are watching right now. You should be seeing this on the 27th of May. I recorded this yesterday night. I've literally been cleaning all day. I've cleaned all the setup, and I'm telling you now, guys, if you've got to set up yourself, you know, when you hoover up, you dust everywhere, you make your setup look nice and clean. It's so much better to sit down and work at a workstation that is clean and looks really spectacular. But what I was saying, guys, is I've recorded this on the 26th. It should be up at 7 p.m. on the 27th. I'm also going to be recording, or I'm editing this video on the 27th in the morning, so around 6 or 7 a.m. I will be editing this video, should I say. I am also at that time going to look at recording the Liverpool Career Mode Season 2 fan objectives. The only problem is, because it is so early on, I won't be shouting, I won't be screaming. So if the video does seem, and this is for the fan objectives video, if it does seem a little bit quieter, you guys have to remember that I recorded at the early hours in the morning. So I don't want to be waking people up, I don't want to be screaming, I don't want to be shouting. But the good thing about this video, it's a sit-down video where we're going to be donating money to charity. We're going to be spinning a wheel and giving prizes to you guys. There's not going to be goals getting scored and goals against us and stuff like that. So there's not going to be a reason to be shouting. But I just wanted to let you guys know that on the morning of the 27th, early hours in the morning, I will be recording that video. And it should be out either the 28th or the 29th. So either Tuesday or Wednesday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But anyway, guys, let's get into this game against FC Porto. And let's hopefully bag those 3 important points. Well, FC Porto are a team in real life in 2018/19 that Liverpool had to play in the Champions League. We done very well against them. We did dominate, and hopefully we will do exactly the same against them in this Season 3 at the Liverpool Career Mode, or in the Liverpool Career Mode, should I say. But you know what? They've got some unbelievable players. It's not going to be an easy game. We don't take any games as it's going to be easy, regardless of what it says on paper. But let's get this game kicked off with FC Porto kicking us off in this first half. Let's get it underway, and let's see what damage we can do. Play it straight up now to Timo Werner. Timo Werner around the corner now, and this is going to be Sessegnon every day of the week. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to have Junior coming in towards the back, playing it in. Oh, unlucky. Not a great ball from Ryan Sessegnon. Junior made a lovely run, but the keeper was all over that one. Going back now to Gini. Gini going to poke it home now to Ryan Sessegnon. Sessegnon onto that right foot. Looks at Bendel and takes it on his left foot. And it takes a deflection once again off the Porto defender. And it's out for a Liverpool corner. Let's once again look for Jose Maria Jimenez. Let's get him off his man. Ball in. Jose Maria Jimenez is there once again. It's a big save from the keeper. Let's play this back. Play it in now to Ryan Sessegnon. Sessegnon looks to put a ball in. Still Ryan Sessegnon. Edge of the box. Tries to get a shot off. Sessegnon's not going to come away with that ball. Unlucky. Through to Gini. Gini straight out wide now for Ryan Sessegnon. And Ryan Sessegnon is maybe going to have Junior towards the back post. Junior first time. It's a big save from the keeper once again. I have no idea how this keeper is keeping everything out so far. Just couldn't get his foot to it. Let's win that tar. Nicely done. There's the Ox. Here's Henderson. And as we look at getting a final attack going, the referee does play for half time. I don't really know what to tell you guys. You've probably seen a lot of highlights from ourselves. Not many from Porto. We've definitely been the dominant team in that first 45-minute period. Just unfortunately, we haven't got anyone that can put the ball in the back of the net right now. Junior's had a great chance. Sessegnon's had a great chance. The Ox had a great chance. But so far, FC Porto's keeper is turning up and is easily picking up man of the match. Let's have a look how the match facts are looking. 9 shots, 6 on target. They've had no shots, none on target. We've had more possession. I honestly can't tell you guys any more than that. The highlights that you've seen, the match facts, state the facts, state the truth. We've had plenty of shots on target. We just can't convert one and make sure it goes in the back of the net. But we are going to look now in the next half. I'm coming out with exactly the same team. And we're just going to have to keep doing what we've already done so far and hope that one ends up in the back of the net. Brahimi, ball into the middle now. Tierney's all over that one. Nicely done. It's playing out from the back. Here's the Ox through to Henderson now. Let's go, Junior. Junior out wide. Let's go. Come on. We've got Junior. We've got Werner. We've got Ryan Sessegnon. Can we do something with this ball? Hold up there. Timo Werner onto his left foot. Takes on his right. It's off the post. And Sessegnon follows up. Finally. He's had so many chances, Ryan Sessegnon. Finally, he gets that well-deserved goal. He's worked very hard for the team so far. He's made great runs. And this time round, it wasn't about the run. It was about being in the right place at the right time. Timo Werner thought he was going to take it on his left. He goes with the right side outside of the boot. On the right foot. Comes off the post. And Ryan Sessegnon is there ready to put his laces through it on the volley with his right foot. And he puts the ball into the back of the net and runs off. Tapping the crest of Liverpool, the liver bird. Let's go, Junior. Nicely done, Junior. He's intercepted that one, and Junior is going to be going here now. Here goes Junior now. Junior looks to get the better of these defenders. Here he comes, Vinicius Junior. Going to cut back onto his left foot. Junior looks to bend one. Big save from the keeper. Junior deserves a goal there. Very good solo run from Junior. Let's go, Tierney. Win the ball. Nicely done. Here's the Ox. He's off to Henderson. Henderson through now to Timo Werner. Rolls onto that right foot. That's one fly. It's just over the bar. And I think in the 72nd minute with that shot coming, it was a great shot, just couldn't keep the ball down, just over the bar. But I think with that shot we will now look at making a few changes, especially Gino Wijnaldum, who we need fully fit for the game up next against Stoke, because we do want to be playing our starting strongest 11 if possible. So Gino Wijnaldum is going to make his way to the bench for, let's go, Ramsey. I think I'm then going to move Henderson further up for the Ox, and then I'm going to drop the Ox for Sandro Tonali. And then I think the last move for me is going to be Shaqiri for Junior, who's had a great game, but just hasn't got that final product right now. Whereas I think if we get Shaqiri on, Shaqiri might have that final product and get us that extra goal that we need to just relax a little bit and take a little bit of pressure off us. Oh, I don't know why we went that way and not to Tierney. I have no idea, but Tierney's going to look at hunting this one down. Ball into the middle. We're going to pick that up now with Shaqiri. Going to poke it around now to Timo Werner. First time from Timo Werner. It's a huge strike. But once again, the keeper has absolutely smashed it and kept it from going in the back of the net. Honestly, this keeper deserves man of the match. If he doesn't get man of the match, I'll be absolutely amazed. Werner to Henderson. Ramsey onto that left foot. Looks to driving one into the bottom left corner. It's not going to happen. And it is just wide. It wasn't too far away, to be honest. Ramsey just opens up his body. Takes it on the inside of his left boot. Didn't have too much care, but I tell you what, it wasn't too far away from goal whatsoever. And we've got 3 minutes added on. Surely we can keep this up for now. Let's win that ball and play it up now to Timo Werner. Werner looking at playing Shaqiri in behind. Can Shaqiri do it? Junior couldn't. Shaqiri onto his left foot. Oh! The keeper once again has been a brick wall. Maybe it took a second too much there to get that bend on it. I should have just turned and looked to put my laces through with Shaqiri. I went for the finesse. And this keeper, I mean, I'm at the point where I might buy him myself now. Come on, Jonathan Tah, score this second and just put this game definitely to bed. Jonathan Tah, ball in, great ball for Tah. Tah's there, flicks it on, but it is going to go out. And it's going to be full time. The referee does blow after 93 minutes. And luckily enough, we have beat Porto. We only beat them by 1 goal. We only beat them 1-0. But a win is a win. We dominated. The only reason it wasn't more is because the Porto defence, and especially the keeper, turned up on the day. Coming forward, they weren't great whatsoever. And you'll see from the stats, they seriously were not a great team in the midfield and going forward. In the middle of the park, constantly giving the ball away up top. They just weren't getting the balls through to the striker or strikers. And the defence were getting block after block, interception after interception. And what can I say about the keeper? He was absolutely on form. And look at those stats. 19 shots, 11 on target, and we only managed to put 1 in the back of the net. Porto had 1 shot, it wasn't even on target, and that only come late into the second half. So realistically, Porto done absolutely nothing all game. Jordan Henderson looks like he's going to pick up man of the match with a 9.4 rating, but what did their keeper get? Well, their keeper only got 7.3. I mean, when we look at saves, he made 8 saves. How is he not getting man of the match for 8 saves? Like, for their team, what is the highest rating on the pitch? Is a 75, and Bemba at left back. It is, and that's probably because Judy and Shaqiri give him a little bit of a hassle over there. But I'm shocked. Campiana did not pick up man of the match for FC Porto, because you guys will have seen the assists. You can see there he made 8 saves, whereas if we flip back to Liverpool, Alisson made 1 save. That's it. So I'm absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. The Porto's keeper did not pick up man of the match. But regardless, we beat Porto. We bagged the 3 points. And it was an absolutely unbelievable game. And here we are at match day. We were about to face off against Stoke City, a newly promoted team in Season 3. And we are playing them at Anfield. And to be honest, when I'm looking at the Premier League and the top goal scorers in the Premier League, we really need to win this game, because as you can see, the only team breathing down our neck as such and keeping up with us right now is Chelsea, who are 3 points behind. If we were to lose to Stoke and Chelsea win, we'll be joint top on 25 points, which is not great, because I want to keep a gap, especially earlier on into the Premier League, by 10 games. If you can get a 6 or 9 point gap on second position, there's no reason why you shouldn't go on to win the Premier League, because a gap so early on, if you're playing so well, and especially with the team that we've built, I would have no doubt that we would go on to win the Premier League if by 10 games we potentially had 9 points clear. Now, I know realistically we don't. We only have 3 points clear right now. At the end of this game against Stoke, we may have 3 points. We may have 6 points. We may even have 4 points if Chelsea draw. But realistically, we need to keep winning every single game. Now, they also say if you're top of the Premier League by Christmas, you should go on to win the Premier League. Now, Liverpool have done this twice. Twice we've been top of Christmas in real life. And unfortunately, those 2 times, we didn't win the Premier League. So hopefully, against Stoke up next, the team we are putting out should have no problem beating them. On paper, we should absolutely annihilate Stoke. But like we always say, guys, we're simulating the game, so it's in EA's hands. But this is the lineup we are putting out against Stoke. We've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson at Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back, with Alisson between the sticks. You guys know my favourite and strongest 11 to put out week in and week out, and that for me, although we could bring the Ox in, who's higher rated than Gini, we could also bring Coutinho in, who's a lot higher than Naby Keita and Gini. For me, this is the starting 11 that just works. It fits together, they gel nicely, and every single player in that starting 11 fights to keep their position, and that is what I do like about the team we have built so far. But let's go ahead and get this game simulated. I'm a little bit gutted, because of course we have to play the Carabao Cup game, because that's important. We want to win the Carabao Cup. And we also had to play the Champions League game just to make sure that we win our first 3 games in the group stages, which then frees us up and gives us a little bit of space and freedom to potentially simulate the next 3 games. We could just play the next one. As long as we get a win, we could then simulate the next 2, or we could simulate the first 2 up next, and then play the last one if we're in a little bit of worry. If we win one of those simulated games, without a doubt, we should be going through to the knockout stages, regardless of what happens with the other 2 games. But we're not playing a Premier League game in today's episode because we have to play the Carabao Cup and the Champions League. And I just do get worried sometimes when we do play games like this against Stoke. You just think sometimes they might just turn up and do a job. Now, their last 3 results have been a draw against Burnley, a win over Newcastle 1-0, and a loss to Huddersfield 2-0. So from those stats there, they're only scoring 1 goal on average. They scored 1 against Burnley, 1 against Newcastle. They didn't score against Huddersfield, so they're not scoring many. So fingers crossed our defenders can keep them out today and we can score a fair few goals. And it'd be good if Gini Wijnaldum and Salah could also get on the score sheet, especially because we are aiming for the Gini's wish, which is a fan objective. And also, we've got the golden boot, which is for Mane or Salah to score 22 plus goals this season. If you have missed the fan objectives, definitely go and give them a watch from episode 74, I think they were in. But let's go ahead and advance, get the players warmed up, and hope that we can beat Stoke City at Anfield. Let's go. Referee blows his whistle and kicks us off. Robertson picks up a yellow card in the 4th minute. 15 minutes in, nothing happens. Salah has scored in the 17th minute. That's exactly what we want to be seeing. 30 minutes in, not much else has happened. 40 minutes, fast approaching half-time. Half-time here and gone. Coutinho on for Bobby. And within 3 minutes, Coutinho has scored. The Brazilian man who come back from Barcelona to Liverpool has been unbelievable so far this season for us. Junior on for Mane, 80 minutes in. Are we going to have another late goal? Is it going to finish? Ince, I think that's Tom Ince, does score for Stoke City in the 87th. But luckily enough, we don't keep a clean sheet. but we do beat them 2-1, which means a great result and another 3 points in the bag. Salah scores, Coutinho scores, and I'm happy Salah scored because I literally said at the start I'd love it if Salah or Gini could score because it's an extra goal towards one of the fan objectives. Right, guys, and here we are, all simulated for the final game in today's episode. Of course, is West Ham in the round 4 of the Carabao Cup, and this is the lineup we are putting out against them. Unfortunately, Van Dijk and Gomez are not fully fit, and I will definitely look at taking one of them off either at half-time or about 50-60 minutes into the game. It all depends on which one is looking a little bit worse for wear, but right now, from what I can see, Van Dijk is slightly more unfit. I think Van Dijk's about 90% fit, whereas Gomez is about 95% fit. But we've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson and Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back, with, of course, Alisson between the sticks. Let's go ahead and get into this game. If we do get through this game, and this is the round, I can't remember what round it was now, but it's the round of 16. I think if we beat West Ham, we are through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Now, of course, we play West Ham in the Premier League. On paper, Liverpool should have no problem defeating West Ham. But you know what? Until we get into this game, it'll be only time will tell. Liverpool versus West Ham. They may be blowing bubbles, but we are here to pop those bubbles today. We want a place in the next stages of the Carabao Cup. We're retiring at the end of the season. So as a manager, I want to win everything if possible. It's not going to be an easy trip, but we are certainly going to fight our hearts out for it as West Ham kick us off in this first half period. Fabinho coming forward. Let's go up to Mo Salah. Mo Salah going to play it through now to Naby Keita. Play it through now to Bobby Firmino. This is a beautiful bit of football so far. Bobby Firmino cutting in. Playing it in now to Naby Keita. It's off the post. Mane to follow up, and he does. 5 minutes in. It's 1-0 Liverpool. Well, Naby Keita certainly deserved a goal there. What a beautiful run the midfielder made. Sadly, he hit the post, but Mane was there to square it up and put it in the back of the net. Bobby, beautiful ball in for the overlapping Naby Keita, who smashes it off the post. And Mane then manages to take a touch and then go for a very similar goal to what Ryan Sessegnon just scored against Porto. On the volley, right foot, smashes it into the roof of the net, and well done Sadio Mane, who scored in the 6th minute. Ball down to Yarmolenko, intercepted now. Let's try and play this round. Nicely done, Naby Keita. Keep going. Jack Wilshere picks up that one. Lanzini through now to Arnautovic. Big save there from Alisson. Let's try and keep that in with Robertson, and we have done. Ball into the middle now. There's Jack Wilshere. Let's go. Nicely done. That's a great pick up there, and Bobby now through to Sadio Mane. And Sadio, if he turns on the Jets, should get away. It's not going to happen. Fosu Mensah has done absolutely unbelievable there to track back and keep up with Sadio Mane. I have no idea how he done it. In my personal opinion, he shouldn't have, as we let this fly. Oh! Big strike there from Fabinho. Sadly, just too high and just a little wide. Gini Wijnaldum picks this one up. Fabinho. Naby Keita. Mane. Laying it off now to Mo Salah. There we go. It's 2-0. Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Beautiful bit of football on the edge of the West Ham box there. They just didn't know how to handle us. And once we played that sneaky ball in behind the defenders, straight through to Salah. Fabinho over to Naby Keita. Up to Mane, who then plays it on the inside of the man. Up to Mo Salah, who runs into the middle of the box to slot home on that left foot. And Mo Salah is becoming the striker that we need him to become. Although he's a right winger, we need him to be scoring so many goals. Unfortunately, he's got to score 22 goals in the Premier League to take off Golden Boot. But regardless, a goal against West Ham keeps him in his scoring ways. Robertson coming forward now, let's play it into the middle. No, he's got no chance. And as the ball is played back from Jack Wilshere, the referee is going to blow for half-time. Well, we certainly come out and pop the bubbles off the hammers. We're 2-0 up. Wow, Spurs beating Manchester United at half-time. Stoke are beating Reading 2-0 at 60 minutes. We're beating West Ham 2-0 at half-time. And realistically, we're playing absolutely unbelievable football right now. The only player that looks to me like it probably needs to come off is Mo Salah. Now, the only reason I want to bring him off because we need him raring to go in the Premier League. He is looking a little bit less fit than the other two up top, Mane and Bobby. But I think I'm going to play for another 15-20 minutes. And then we'll potentially look at either bringing Gomez and Van Dijk off, one or the other, or maybe even both. I'm probably going to bring Salah off. And if everyone else is looking okay, then I will bring both defenders off. But otherwise, it'll be Van Dijk or Gomez, Salah, and then probably either Gini or Naby Keita for Coutinho. But let's get into the second half. We are going to have a kicking off with Bobby Firmino. Let's get it underway. And let's look for some more goals. Trying to find some options here. Let's go up to Mo Salah. Mo Salah inside now. To Gini Wijnaldum. I'm going to let one fly! Wow! Big save there from Fabianski. That was a big strike there from Gini Wijnaldum. Look at that. Let one fly between the legs of, I do believe, Diop. And Fabianski pulls off a very acrobatic save. Can we score with Virgil van Dijk? I don't think we've scored this season, or if we have, it's been a while since we scored with Virgil van Dijk. Can he get his head on that? When he does, and it's just over the bar. Into Bobby. Bobby going to lay it off now to Gini, round the corner now to Sadio Mane. Finally got the better, and Fosu Mensah! And he slots home to score the third. Mane has been so patient. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Fosu Mensah has been absolutely incredible at right back for West Ham. Absolutely incredible. But finally Mane cuts back, drops the shoulder, quick feet, gets ahead of Fosu Mensah and manages to bend one in that far right corner, out of the reach of Fabianski and into the back of the net. And that is Mane's second goal. Robertson into the middle. That's not a great pass, but we're going to pick it up anyway. Here's Bobby. Ping one over now to Sadio Mane. And Mane once again. I've got Mo Salah coming into the back post. Ball in. Mo Salah's there! How has Mo Salah put that over the bar? I was looking for Naby Keita coming in. It wasn't going to happen. Fosu Mensah plays it back. Diop clears. Try and win that ball. No, it's not going to happen. And Alvic plays it back. But you know what? The referee is going to blow for full time. And we have knocked West Ham out of the Carabao Cup by beating them 3-0. We came here today to pop the Hammers bubbles, and we've done just that. Great result, kept a clean sheet, scored plenty of goals, plenty of highlights for you guys. And what can I say? The usual starting 11 that we play week in and week out turned up once again and played some very impressive football. West Ham had 2 shots, 1 on target. We had 10 shots, 5 on target. A little bit inconsistent, if I'm completely honest. For 10 shots, as you guys know, are half the shots, which equals 5, and then I add on 1, so that should have been 6. So 6 or 7 shots on target I would rather be getting with 10 shots. But you know what? Sadio Mane scores 2, Salah scores. Sadio Mane also picks up man of the match with a 9.5 rating. We knock West Ham out of the Carabao Cup, and we progress through to what I believe is the quarterfinals. Now, I don't usually leave this in, but I thought I would, just because of how well Preston North End did. These are all the teams progressing through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. We have Preston versus Manchester City. It finished 1-1, but then Preston North End went and beat City 5-4 on penalties and knocked them out in the round 4 of the Carabao Cup. Norwich Middlesbrough was 1-1, and then Middlesbrough beat them 4-3 on penalties, so Norwich are out, Middlesbrough are going through. Brighton beat Leicester 2-1, so they're going through. Palace, surprisingly, I was shocked first of all that Brighton beat Leicester, and I was also shocked that Palace beat Wolves 1-0, and Palace will be going through after knocking Wolves out. And as we flick over to the other page, Arsenal drew 2-2 with Cardiff, which is a bit of a shocker, and then Arsenal did beat them, unfortunately, 4-3. It would have been an amazing result if Cardiff would have knocked Arsenal out. Stoke are through after beating Reading 3-0. We're through after beating West Ham 3-0. And surprisingly, Spurs beat Manchester United 2-1, so they are also going through. So it's Spurs, Liverpool, Stoke, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Middlesbrough and Preston North End. They are the teams going through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. Right guys, and here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. I can confirm we were 3 points clear of Chelsea when we were going into our 10th game against Stoke. We beat Stoke and we are still 3 points clear. Sadly, Chelsea did win their game, but we play them in the first game of the next episode. So although I was hopeful that we could maybe take it, if we won our game and they lost, we'd take it to 6 points clear. If they drew their game and we won our game, we could take it to 5 points clear. That didn't happen. But in the next episode, when we play Chelsea, we may potentially be able to take it to a 6 point gap by beating second position Chelsea, which would be absolutely unbelievable. But before we end today's episode, let's go and take a look what the next 3 games are going to be in the next episodes. To finish off October on the 31st, we are playing Chelsea in the Premier League. I'm not sure if we're going to simulate or play that game right now. It depends what the other games are going to be. And as we move into the month of November, the other games are Porto and Everton at Anfield. So I think with those games, I'll be playing the Chelsea game in the Premier League. I'll be simulating the Porto game, and if we do win the Porto game by simulating it, then I'll be happy to simulate the game against Lokomotiv Moscow and also the final game against Dortmund in our group stages. And then, of course, we'll be playing the Liverpool derby at Anfield against Everton. So they are the next 3 games. Everton, Porto and Chelsea. Chelsea and Everton we're playing, and the Porto game we will be simulating. I'm just wondering, has it been drawn? Oh, it has. The quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup have been drawn, and we will be facing off against Crystal Palace, who beat Wolves 1-0 and knocked them out. So I am looking forward to that. But I think in the next episode, if we do simulate that game against Porto and win it, I will definitely be simulating the game against Dortmund and also Lokomotiv Moscow, because if we beat Porto, we'll be on, I do believe, 12 points. And off those 2 games, if we were to lose, there's only 6 points up for grabs from Lokomotiv Moscow and Dortmund, and I can't see them catching us. The only downfall is we might move from first position to second position, but regardless, as long as we finish in the top 2, we will be going through to the knockout stages of the Champions League, and that is exactly where we need to be. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys, and if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, and I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.